frequency. Fantastic Friday. Yes, Friday. We finally made it. It is an opportunity, another opportunity to create in your atmosphere. It's another opportunity to go forth in the greatest version of yourself. It's another opportunity to carry your mind into spaces and places of unknown to manifest the knownness of your unknownness. I don't know how that fits you, but it fits me. The unknown things are the most powerful things in the universe because that's the place that we create. That's the place where we take nothing and place it into something and create it to be something great. So I'm excited about this Freedom Friday. There's so much going on. There's so much going on in your inner streams, your multi streams of income, those rivers of living water that are flowing from the inside of you to the outside. I told you this is an inside job. You must turn your life inside out so the inside can be the motivating factor of the very thing that you will for your life. This is time out to want things. This is time to will. Because if the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. You have a free will to create and to cause all of this atmosphere on the outside of you to be something great. Well, today we are going to release a word into the atmosphere that hopefully it is going to allow you to see yourself in a different light, because the light is the motivating factor in your life. That Jesus that you accepted is the light that you accepted to shine on those dark places, those places that seem to keep you down. One thing you must be aware of is that those are emotions, and emotions are energy. And so the emotions have been stored in your body and they're causing you not to move forward in the greatest version of you. Oh, it's so much stuff we got to cover today, and we are just beginning. So I want you to share and allow people to have this experience on this Freedom Friday, because we're going somewhere today. We're rapturing up out of here. We're going to a place of a fourth and fifth dimensional way of being, the unconditional love, the freedom to be. How many of you out there are living? I want to see those hands. How many of you out there are just existing, just getting up, laying down, getting up, laying down? So you're not living when you're doing that. This is the opportune moment. Today, in today's Michelleology Involution Meditation, we're going to interlude from the inside out. We're coming in and we're going out to those places and spaces where we can create and fulfill our purpose and our destiny. You must know your purpose and you must know your destiny. And you've been equipped for whatever you're going through right now. You have been equipped to make it in the trance, across, through, and beyond. Why? Because God's not giving you a spirit of fear. He's giving you love, power, and a sound mind. And so we must focus on the things that we will to be in our lives. So today, I want to talk to you about the voice and the vision of your mind. The voice and the vision of your mind. We've already talked about the brain and the mind are not the same, and that your mind and your thoughts are not the same. Your mind is the place or the incubator or the resting place or the foundation for which this is your mind. These are thoughts, and these thoughts enter like 6,007 thoughts a day. So they become the voice. And as they become the voice, they begin to create a vision in your mind. So it's most important that you are mindful, paying attention, and focused on those thoughts. Because as they're coming in, they're creating a vision for you. And they are drawing a picture in your mind. So if there are negative thoughts that are drawing the picture, then you're going to send off negative energy, which is going to create the picture that the thoughts are drawing. Ooh, that's good in the neighborhood. And when you recognize that this is your mind, come on, let's do this visually so we can see. And then we can see all of these thoughts constantly coming through. And that's why we said on Monday or Tuesday that this is just a mind thing. And when you mind the master, you can master the mind and become a masterpiece. a part of this whole creative force. So as those thoughts are coming, right now, thoughts are coming to you. But if they are not of a high frequency, a high energy, a high motivation that gives you what we talked about with my daughter today, a stamina, causes you to stand in the midst of, doesn't cause you to react, doesn't cause you to be depressed, doesn't cause you to have anxiety. It causes you to stand. That is the power. That is the anointing. That is the chi. That is the prana. That is the kundalini. That is the chakra energy that is in you. Your whole body is energy. Everything around you is energy. So we must respond to the energy that we are willing to create for our lives. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is good. This is good for you, for whatever you're going through, or whatever you're going to, or wherever you're coming from. You have to be mindful of the energy that you're bringing into this place, into this space of your life. Your life, the acronym I use for life, is living in full energy. So we must stop existing. We must stop duplicating. We must stop trying to get back what has already been done. That is an illusion. As we reach back, I recognize today, after doing some studying, that the emotions in our past is what's keeping us from our now present, because we're still entertaining emotions of hurt, pain, anger, disappointment, doubt, selfishness, resentment, fearfulness, all of that. We're still entertaining that because it was dropped into our subconscious, and our subconscious never forgets. And so when something is triggering you, something is reminding you, something is bringing you to a point of that emotion, and that emotion is stored. Let me give you an example. I've been having some tension here in this area. I mean, so tight that when I went to the chiropractor, he was like, "What are you worried about?" And so that tension is stored. And so I know at this present moment, I am not worried about anything, because I am worthy with the power in me to find or create a solution or resolution for whatever the situation is. But this morning I recognized that that's not my present energy. That is stored energy from my past. And I went to the place that was stored energy, that because I've been hurt in relationships, that I refuse to allow that energy to release, to love again. Oh God, my God. I'm letting you eavesdrop on my conversation with God. And so this area is only one area. I've gone to the chiropractor, I've had it massaged, I massaged it. It's so hard that it's going to take some meditation. It is going to take some studying. It is going to take some Reiki, where I take the power of the heat that's in my hand and begin to massage it. It is going to take me going into my mental and begin to motivate my mental to release that stored energy, to heal that stored energy, and to go forth from that stored energy. And so maybe there's some places in your body. Your body will always reveal to you where that stored energy is. If you're having backaches and leg aches, knee aches, ankle, it was my ankle and my knee. That's why I went to the chiropractor. So it moved from my ankle and my knee, and it's moving up. So the next place for it to go is out. And so my ankle and my knee is not hurting anymore, but it's my shoulder. And so the tension, if you could feel it, it's like a knot. My kids are even saying it's like a knot. So there's a movement that we have to be aware of, that we're made of energy, and energy moves. And if it's not moving, it is stopping. And when it stops, it causes pain, it causes tension, it causes all types of illnesses. Remember, we talked about stress. It's having more of a demand than you have the energy. And so as these things prolong, we're not supposed to hold stress for the rest of our lives. We're supposed to find a resolution for it and let it go. That's what forgiveness is. We always think it's just forgiving people. We have to forgive ourselves. We have to forgive that negative energy. You can't just say, I'm going to forget about it. You've got to deal with it. You've got to deal with it. That's the voice that is telling you today you must deal with the negative energy that has been stored in you from times past. And that's how depression builds up, because the energy begins to press against you. And as it begins to press against you, it starts to deal with your emotion. Remember, your emotions are energy. And as the energy stops, it causes your body to stop. And again, you begin to live in an emergency mode. You're not supposed to permanently be in that mode. It's supposed to be a time for it to hit. It's supposed to be a time for you to heal. And it's supposed to be a time for it to roll on. So when you are listening to the voices and you're seeing the visions in your mind, the voices are drawing a picture or a vision of what it is that you're manifesting. So when you do your meditation, sometimes you just have to sit in the quiet and be true to yourself and be honest with yourself as to what's really bothering you. You may have to go back to your childhood and work all the way up. And as you begin to do that, you begin to forgive those things that hurt you. Forgive those people that hurt you. Forgive those emotions that are still stored up in you. Stop serving those leftover emotions and have the emotions to serve you. And so what do I mean by that? By releasing them, by forgiving them, there's nothing you can do about what happened before, but you stay in the present moment, the right now. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I know today I have multiple mercies. And God has given me enough mercy to make it through the day. So if he has given me enough mercies, and when I call mercies are solutions for every situation, he has provided my way of escape for every situation. There is nothing that I'll face today that there's not a way of escape for. And when you start talking to yourself like that, troubles will come, troubles will go. Situations will come, situations will go. The only reason they're still here is because you haven't decided to make a choice to find and define the resolution for it. You'd rather just live in it, just exist in it, just find yourself mad about it, find yourself depressed about it. It for what? We need to ask ourselves, why am I still holding on to things that don't matter, to people that are going on with their life because it is not serving you? If it is not serving you for the good, then let it go. Release it. Allow it to rest in peace. Do a ritual where you name all those things, burn it and flesh it, and let it rest. Because right now, you are in the present moment of your greatest version of you. And so as we begin to release those emotions, we're going to do like some exercises to help you. There's one exercise where you can define the emotion. Let's say hurt is what we're dealing with. And when you define that emotion, when you define that emotion, I want you to get it here in your mind. Remember, this is your mind. Just get it in your mind. If somebody hurt you, if somebody abused you, if somebody molested you, if somebody left you, if somebody talked about you, whatever it is, get it here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a meditational movement of focusing on it and removing it. We're going to take the hand, you get that thought there, and then we're going to take it and rub it back. We're taking it off our back. Okay? So some of you may think this is silly, but it works. Take it here, that thought. You are a magnetic field in your energy. So that energy is not moving in your mind. So we're getting ready to move that thought. We're going to get ready to move it and get it away from us. Some of us need to take it from the heart. Take that hand from the heart. Move it upward and remove it. And so if you do this on a consistent basis, now I'm doing this starting today because I'm going to have a testimony that this knot, it's already loosening up, that this knot of negative energy that I've stored from my past in my shoulder, it is a knot right now. I'm going to begin to do that, and I'm going to do it every day, a couple times of the day. And I'm going to begin to motivate my mind and move on. If it's not working, let it go. There's no need for you to be afraid. God has you, He's keeping you. But we must focus on the voice and the vision of the mind. These are the thoughts. The thoughts don't stop unless you stop them. They'll continue to flow. Your mind will continue to be open to receive it or reject it. It's up to you. God has prepared you for such a time as this. And so you must begin to exercise the power that He's given you to motivate yourself, to inspire yourself, to educate yourself with all information that is needed. You cannot give up because somebody is waiting for you to come their way and begin to share with them how you made it through, how you got it over, how you made the transformation. But if you die now, you could be the salvation for someone because you may be the Bible that they'll ever read. And so as you begin to heal yourself, then you're going to send out the energy that's going to draw other people that need to know your testimony, that need to know your story, that need to have your encouragement and your motivation, that it's not over. It's not over. It's just beginning. Every time something dies, and it doesn't have to be something physically, but when I say dies, every time something ends, something else begins. Every time something old goes away, something new comes in. So this is a cycle that we live in. When we begin to perceive that, focus, be mindful, and pay attention, then the voices change that are going to the mind. There are some thoughts that you just will not think because you're on a frequency and you are on an energy that ain't even in your dimension. And so you begin to make this a board where thoughts are either enter or they'll bounce off. Woo, that's good in the neighborhood. They'll enter or they'll bounce off. So those negative things that are causing you pain, distress, discontentment, fear, doubt, selfishness, resentment, let it bounce off because you have the authority to be the best that you can be. And stop comparing yourself to other people. That's not your journey. Your journey is your journey. Your lane is your lane. Stay in your lane, and everything will become plain as to your next step. Well, this is Michelle, and I'm your motivator, spiritual evolutionist on this Freedom Friday, noting the voice and the vision of the mind. Remember, we have gone through some things this week. We have determined that all of this is a mind thing. We've determined that a mind is a terrible thing to waste. We've determined that the voice and the vision of the mind is based on what you focus on. We're doing it. It's a mind thing. Isn't it good to know? And I was standing in my driveway a couple of days ago, and I heard a voice that says, isn't it a blessing to have a stable mind, to be mentally in tune to who you are, where you are, and how you're going to get there? And do we have the answers all the time? Yes. I know I tricked you. I know you thought I was going to say no. Do we have the answers all the time? Yes, because every answer is within us. It's not outside of us. So stop looking for it in people and places and things, but go in so you never be without. So yes, we do have the answers, but we must respond instead of reacting. We must not store those negative emotions that cause us to get tense in our body, stop our cell growth, and allow illness to enter in. We were created to heal ourselves. So if we were here alone on this universe, could you heal yourself? Would you heal yourself? You would have to, because there's nobody else around. So sometimes you have to think, I'm not alone, I'm just all one, coming together to create the greatest version of myself. Yes. And before we go, I still have to remind you, come on now. I need for you, or I will for you, to go in on Amazon.com and purchase my new writings, Me. It's called Mental Equation. It helps you with the mind. If this is a mind thing, you have to be educated about the mind. Education comes from the inside out. But go on Amazon.com, please invest in a copy. And as you begin to do that, God will sow to you what you've invested in me. And He always does it with interest. That means interest. He always gives you something more than what you've given. So let me thank HAPS TV for this platform. If you will, go in on HAPS TV, download the app, begin to support this broadcast and other broadcasts on there. Even if you will to create a broadcast, it's a free app. You can come on, it multi-streams to all of your social media platforms. Okay? Well, remember, we've been created by the Creator to be creative. So start creating your creations today, now, right now. Start creating them right now and stop duplicating. May the love, joy, peace, power, and sound mindedness be your soul food today on this Freedom Fantastic Frequency Friday. Let's get it, y'all.